Here we go.
So now moving on to the Best Actor category, and I am choosing 5 selections here. So in alphabetical order, we have Christian Bale, Vice, Bradley Cooper, A Star Is Born, John Krasinski, A Quiet Place, Rami Malek for Bohemian Rhapsody, and Viggo Mortensen for Green Book. This choice was probably the most difficult one because I really liked all these performances, but I think I'm gonna go with Rami Malek in Bohemian Rhapsody. You just completely forget that it's Rami Malek, and he just completely sells the character. You completely believe that he is Freddie Mercury, and all the other performances like Christian Bale looks, sounds, moves. He put on the weight to be Dick Cheney, and he definitely could sell him being that person. Bradley Cooper did a great job too. John Krasinski, same thing. A lot of emotion, facial expressions, and he did a fine job as an actor, director, and writer. And then Viggo Mortensen. Viggo Mortensen probably would have been my number 2 spot, probably. Because he just really sold this like mobster, well not mobster, but like this Italian tough guy, and then Viggo Mortensen is not like that at all, and he was done very well. But I'm gonna go with the Rami Malek. How about you, Brian?
I haven't seen any of those movies, but what a set of actors those are.
Well, you've seen The Quiet Place, right?
Oh yeah, I did see The Quiet Place, but I wouldn't give it to him.
Oh, okay.
You know.
But you have seen that one.
Yeah, I did see that one. I do want to see all the other ones, Bohemian Rhapsody, because of Rami Malek's performance. You know, just in the trailer, it looks really good, and the fact that he beat out, what's his name, Dick Cheney's.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, sorry, it's one of my favorite actors. But yeah, the fact that I know he can act, so that Rami Malek beat him out, like. I want to see Bohemian Rhapsody now. You also sold the Green Book to me too. Like I really want to see it now. Like initially I thought it was gonna be a cheesy movie.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, but now the 2 main actors in it, you consider them as top of their game. So I mean I'm definitely gonna see the Green Book now too. But yeah, the only one I did see was Quiet Place, and John Krasinski can act.
Yeah, I liked John Krasinski. Obviously he was on my list here, but. Like I said, I if I would have seen some other films that I wanted to watch, he probably would have been bumped out. But I mean, he was good enough to be on this list. So, John Krasinski. All right, so we're moving on to the next category, and we have Best Original Screenplay, and this is in alphabetical order, and then also like my choice, 5 choices. So number 1, we have Ari Aster for Hereditary. We have Scott Beck, John Krasinski, and Bryan Woods for A Quiet Place. Alfonso Cuarón for Roma. Brian Curry, Nick Vallelonga, and Peter Farrelly, Green Book. And Adam McKay for Vice. So my choice for Best Original Screenplay is going to go to Ari Aster for Hereditary. It was an absolute original, creepy, something I haven't seen in a long time horror movie. I thought it was written well. Obviously, it was written well. The dialogue was done very well. The story, the pacing. It was just an overall great script, and that's the one that stood out to me. And it stood out to me at the beginning of the year. Like when I saw Hereditary back in June, I was like, this is the screenplay. This is the one to beat. And there was no other one that beat it, in my opinion. So it's my choice for Best Original Screenplay. Brian?
I only saw Hereditary and Roma. For sure, Hereditary. I agree with you. Completely original, gripping, very good script.
Do you agree Alfonso Cuarón being on the list, though?
Yeah, of course.
All right, so now we're moving on to the best adapted screenplay category. 5 choices, and I'm going to pick one. So we have Jane Anderson for The Wife, Isaac Aptaker, I don't know how to pronounce the last name, and Elizabeth Berger for Love, Simon, Bradley Cooper, Will Fetters, and Eric Roth for A Star Is Born, Alex Garland for Annihilation, Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, or I don't know, Stephen McFeely, Feely, however you pronounce that, for Avengers Infinity War. So of these 5 choices here, I'm going to select Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, Avengers Infinity War, because I really liked the film, and I thought it was written very well, considering that there was like 1,000 Marvel characters that needed to be squeezed in, and I thought that would have been very difficult to do, and I think it would have been really messy, and I thought it was handled very well, and I think that has something to do with the screenplay. How about you, Brian?
I only saw Annihilation and Infinity War, but I would have initially gone with Annihilation, but you're right. There was a lot of characters that needed to tie in, and it was very smooth. So I'd go with Infinity War too.
Cool. All right, so now we're moving on to Best Director. So this is in alphabetical order. So we have Ari Aster for Hereditary, Bradley Cooper, A Star Is Born, Alfonso Cuarón, Roma, Peter Farrelly, Green Book, and John Krasinski, A Quiet Place. All right, so my choice for Best Director of 2018 is going to be Alfonso Cuarón for Roma. He was just able to direct and shoot this film that made it seem like I am right there, 1970s Mexico. He just orchestrates this huge sequence. Like, instead of having a big action sequence, we have a sequence of this girl that she goes from one room to another room to going upstairs, and you can see like basically what her life is in basically one shot. Like, you see what she does for a living. You can see what her personality is a little bit. You can see where she lives. We can see all the other characters that are going to be in this film. We see that in one shot at the beginning of the movie, or I think it was through the beginning of the movie, and I thought it was very well directed, and that's why I'm going to pick Alfonso Cuarón as Best Director for 2018 for Roma. And Brian, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with you. Alfonso Cuarón shot this movie like beautifully. I haven't seen a movie shot this well in a long time. Yeah, it was really great, and he also did the cinematography for it, so yeah, he definitely deserves Best Director.
All right, so now we get to the top films of 2018, and these are in alphabetical order. So we begin with Annihilation, Aquaman, A Quiet Place, Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther, Bohemian Rhapsody, Hereditary, Ready Player One, and Roma. So of all these 9 films, my favorite film of the year, this is of course based on a movie that I would want to watch multiple times, that I was entertained, I felt was good, well done, well written, well directed, great special effects, and so on. So this is going to be Avengers Infinity War as my top favorite film of 2018. It wasn't going to be an indie film, I mean, I liked Roma and all that stuff, but it's not a movie that I'm going to be watching multiple times. It's not a movie that I'm going to be like trying to analyze and was, entertained to the level of Infinity War. So that's why I'm picking that. All the other films I thought were really good, really solid. Some of these movies were actually throughout here in the categories. They were favorite choices like screenplays and visual effects and cinematography and all this other stuff. So they were in there from other categories and whatnot. But your thoughts, Brian?
I agree with you. I think Infinity War was the best movie of 2018.
Considering that 2018 was a weak year, because I really think that there just weren't that many.
From the ones
movies.
you listed, yeah, Infinity War was the best movie. You can see that one, several times. You can't see the other ones in that list several times. So yeah, Infinity War for sure.
All right, so that concludes my picks for top films of the year. If I picked the Oscars, these were the selections that I would have done. Of course, if I had seen other movies, the list would have changed a little bit. But these are my picks. This was the second annual If I Picked the Oscars video. And again, I'm doing the giveaway, the Funko Pop Infinity Gauntlet. Make sure you follow the instructions. You must be a subscriber to the YouTube channel, The Movie Canon, and have a mailing address within the United States. Make sure you pay attention to the instructions, the steps, when it comes to identifying those items that I talked about. There's going to be Infinity Stones in there. Ready Player One keys. Must find 5 Infinity Stones and at least 1 Ready Player One key. Email me backyard_pictures@yahoo.com, or you can message me on Instagram at the Movie Canon once you've identified all the stones, or the 5 of the stones, or at least 1 Ready Player One key. They're scattered throughout, whether I do 2 videos or 3 videos, probably 2 videos. And just make sure you pay attention to the description and any details that I put on the post as to how you can be eligible. And good luck with possibly winning this. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for subscribing and following me on Instagram, which is the Movie Canon. And that wraps up the very first official Movie Canon video, and I'll see you guys next time.